Imagine waking up in the morning finding out that your coffee cost has doubled. Your favorite gadgets are suddenly out of reach, and your job is on the line, all because a political decision made overnight. This isn't some far off crazy scenario. It's what could actually happen because of the trade war that was sparked by Donald Trump imposing tariffs on Canada and Mexico. And honestly, I wasn't even planning to do this video, but I got swamped with text messages and phone calls from people and beloved friends asking me, should we sell our stocks? Is the market going to crash? What should we do? So let's break this down in simple terms. What's happening and how it could impact Canada and US, and most importantly, what it means to your investment portfolio. Hey my friend, Zach here, and welcome to the world of investing. This channel is made specifically for new traders, struggling traders, to teach you, to help you improve on your trading skills and investment skills as well. And what is a tariff? 80% of the people I spoke to, they don't understand it. It's okay. This channel is specifically for education. We will simplify it. A tariff is basically tax on imported goods. When governments slap tariffs on products imported from another country, those products get more expensive on buyers. Think of it like this. So the US imposed tariffs on Canada, 25% on steel. American companies rely on Canadian steel. So they have to pay more for it, 25% more for it, in order for them to be able to buy it from Canadians. Some people mix it. They think when Trump imposes tariffs on Canada, the Canadians have to pay for it. No, it's the American company that's importing it has to pay for it. And later we'll explain what's the damage on the Canadian people or the American. That extra cost gets passed on consumers or forces businesses to cut cost in different ways or somewhere else in their business. Fewer jobs, less expansion. So why does this hurt Canada more than it hurts the USA? It will hurt Canada like no tomorrow. Guys, I'm a proud Canadian, but I have to be truthful. I have to tell you my honest opinion. Now it's stalled for 30 days, but if it happens, I'm not thinking of recession. It's a bad depression. That's what I'm thinking. That's my opinion. That's my intake on it. Within probably 2 years. I might be wrong, but I'm giving my unbiased opinion. Now here is the key part. The US is Canada's biggest customer. Over 75% of Canada's exports go straight to USA. Please put in brackets how smart our politicians are. Or they're living on Kool-Aid, I don't know. But I promised myself I'm not gonna get into politics, so let's keep it strictly stock market and how does it impact it. So anyway, 75% of exports from Canada goes to US. If American buyers stop buying from Canada because the Canadian goods gets too expensive on them, Canadian businesses will lose money. Less revenue means job losses, lower wages, and slower economy in Canada. Meanwhile, in the US, they will get a hit, but their economy is way better than ours. It's way self-sustainable. They need us in some things, but Donald Trump knows what he's doing. So that hit, they can absorb it way better than Canadians can. So in comparison, the Canadians, it's like a small company just lost their biggest client. For the US people or the US economy, it's like a big corporation just lost a few clients. How does the tariffs affect the stock market? I will give you my thoughts on this, and then we're gonna go to the charts and explain what is my expectations and what am I looking for. Now, the big question is, should I sell my stocks, especially in my long-term investing portfolio? Guys, tariffs create uncertainty in the market, and the market does not like uncertainty. It actually hates it. Here's what actually happens when trade war escalates. It creates stock market volatility. Investors panic, stocks drop, and sectors like manufacturing, energy, and agriculture get hit hard. Inflation and higher prices. Companies pass tariffs cost to consumers, meaning your everyday expense could rise. Retaliation. Canada and Mexico could retaliate, and I think they will if it does not end up in an agreement. And then they'll make their own tariffs, making things even messier. Investors fear. Market sell-off. If people think a recession is coming, they start selling their stocks, which even can trigger bigger drops in the stock market. So what should I do? Hold or sell? I get it. Some people think, should I get out of the market before things get even messier or even get worse? Here's the truth. Panic selling your stocks without thinking it through is usually a bad idea. Market overreacts to news like this. We've seen tariffs war before, and while they cause massive fluctuations or turbulence, it does not mean it's a long-term crash. Instead, here's what I will consider. From my long-term portfolio, some sectors might be less affected. For example, software companies, maybe healthcare sectors are less affected. Second, I will stay diversified. If you're only invested in tech stocks, or you're only invested in commodities, or you're only invested in cars, that's gonna hurt your portfolio. It will hurt it. But if you're diversified, I believe it will not hurt as much. And for my long-term portfolio, I will hold steady, and I will load to it after initial and good drops. Let's go to the charts, and I'll show you exactly where I'm gonna be a buyer in the stock market. So I'm just gonna add my thoughts here about the tariffs. So that's the weekend of the tariffs. It dropped all the way down, and it gapped all the way down here. Okay, it went all the way down, and on its way down, it actually I made a good couple of trades. I'll recap them later. On the way down, I shorted at the open, but the thing is, it didn't give me follow through because the news came where they paused the tariffs, both sides, Canada and US, for 30 days. And look at the market, boom, all the way back up. And then today is the 4th, and it went even green on that day. Now, what I'm assuming what's gonna happen, I wanted the market to pull back. I really do. The SPY here, it's kind of it's an ETF for the S&P 500. I'll explain later on what a SPY is, but I usually use it for the overall market. So I use SPY just to measure the overall market in the United States. If the tariffs keeps going on, I'm just hoping this will go all the way down to this area like this. Okay, it might go on down in a few days. I am being greedy here. Okay, guys, I'm being greedy. If it goes down to 575, I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer on a lot of stocks. Remember, when we spoke about tariffs, usually tariffs don't take a long time. At the end of the day, they're gonna find a resolution, okay, to fix that problem. That's why they do it's a small short-term war kind of thing, right? But if let's say now they get into a deal, I don't think they will get it to a deal, but they might get to a deal in the next 30 days. I think Trump wants to squeeze the hell out of us even more. So I think he's gonna just play with our negotiation play kind of thing. So if it doesn't, I think the market will pull back if it doesn't work. If it works, I think it's gonna push all the way back up and I would have missed the boat. I did not add to my long-term portfolio. Okay, so again, I'm just assuming the market. I think it will be just dropping down, something like that. If the tariff now keeps going and the war keeps going, it might just give us some few pullbacks. Now, at the same time, what you need to consider, okay, what you need to consider is that there are major events this week. So the job reports on Friday, and there's major events that might move the market. That's about it. Now, I have some investors that I know, they started dipping their into their long term again once it got to that area, to the 95 area. I don't know what was the low of this. Yeah, that was 590, 995, like right below 600. They started dipping in again. For me, I am greedy. I believe the market is overpriced, and I'm waiting for major pullback. When we get a pullback back to 575, I will be a buyer at that area, and I will be more of a buyer at this area, which I don't think it can get to. But if it does, the 565 area or something like that, let's say in this range, I will be a strong buyer, a heavy buyer in the stock market. I will load up, actually. Okay, it will be closer to the 200 moving average, and that's a major support area. At the same time, investors are just waiting for dips. Big investors are just waiting for dips like that for them to buy. Sometimes it doesn't even give you the enough stretch to go all the way back here. So that's it. That's my overall look of the market. Because of the tariffs, I believe it has a chance to pull back either to this area or to here. If it pulls back to here and then it gives us a push back up like this, okay, and then it goes back up, I'm not going to be buying here. Tariffs are not just talks. It will affect your wallet, your job, your investments, whether you're an investor or a business owner, or you're someone just wondering why my grocery bills are going up. This matters. So should I panic and sell everything? Definitely not. But should I pay attention and adjust my strategy? Absolutely. If you want me to do a deep dive into specific stocks that could be affected by the tariffs, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button. It will help more people understand about the tariffs and what's going on. And if you haven't watched the DeepSeek news and its effect on the market, click on this video here, and I'll see you next time.